is doing a show tonight. So Kicking It with Andy, the after show is coming up tonight. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Livin Loud with Andy is tonight. I confuse you. You have so many things going on, Andy. I apologize. But he is doing his show next Tuesday, Kicking It with Andy, 7:30. He's got our time slot next weekend. So be sure to check him out. And our next show is August 20th. And we're going to have a different host because, you know what? I need to go away and do something fun for a change. So we're going to bring in a different host for that next show. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here. It is such a pleasure to spend Tuesday nights with you. We appreciate your time and your attendance, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yep. With all these speakers in here, we finally got one that's moving. And yes, the Unmasked After Show was awesome. Talked about power, alternators, and batteries. Hey, if you got any questions that went unanswered, drop them down below. But without further ado, let's get this show going, and I'll see you guys in 3 minutes.
So we're kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living loud.
You know the deal. It's simple. You just gotta smash the like. Thank you, Cornut. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you. William, would you look at that? Would you just look at it? Yeah, we got something new for the Kicker Cave. Love you guys. See you in a minute. No, he didn't. Here we go.
Livin Loud with Andy.
Man, we are back. We are back. We got Dubby. We got everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you. Man, tonight's show was awesome. How about that? Man, Tony and Sean, man, those guys, they know a lot. They like batteries, they like alternators, they love power, and that's the name of the game for them and for myself too. And it all started with kicker, but then you wanted to learn how to make your kicker louder, and having the proper electrical can get you there a lot faster. Thank you, Kevin Shannon, for liking it on Facebook. We're streaming everywhere. I appreciate the guys on YouTube as well. Thank you for tuning in. Larry, Shoot Dog, thank you for tuning in. Yo, yo, yo. I appreciate you hanging out with us again, man. You guys are awesome. You guys really are. Dubby. What's going on, Kyle? Thanks for hanging out. We got the Dubster here. Dubby, I think you got to get with Sean Mayo and update him a brand new excess power background for his green screen. He needs it, and he has lots of information, and I know you got the artistic skill. Hook him up. Speaking of which, Dubby does a lot of that stuff for me and a lot of the other guys in the car audio stuff, and very talented. We love Dubster. Appreciate you. 10-9 for the win. Someone send me a Warhorse for my Tahoe. Man, they are awesome amplifiers, are they not? Just, quality. It's kicker and it's got a lot of power. Pair a few of those in your car and, man, you are banging, not on a budget, but you are banging with a lot of power in a small amount of space. And, a little bit to the full bridge design, but also with kicker how they design it. And it definitely works, man. Appreciate you for tuning in, car audio enthusiast. Appreciate all you guys. We got a lot of you guys on YouTube here, 28 on YouTube and 30 altogether. Appreciate you guys. And 17 likes. Would you look at that? And we got to give it just a shout out to our guy, Dave. Just hit the like. Man, he couldn't wait to smash the like there. He is at the hospital recovering from a little tendon tear or something like that. Just keep him in your thoughts, man. But we love Dave, and we love when you guys smash the like button. I appreciate you for that. Jason Grant, good evening, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I know this is the Unmasked After Show, so it's nothing too crazy where we have to dive deep into a subject, but just kind of touch base with what Kicker talked about tonight on their show. And man, very interesting information, and I'm glad they did answer a lot of the questions that had to do with just, the 101s with car audio, and even with the alternator brackets. Like, there was just a lot there, and I appreciate that they kind of went over all of that. And would you look at that, Cornut? Cornut gifting a membership.
Cornut. He does traveling installs.
Thank you, Cornut. I appreciate you for that. And I think it was Chad that got that. Man, one more guy for the green team. Thank you, Cornut. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Let's see. Kanga, you made it here in under 6 minutes. And that's the thing, too, with those excess power batteries, the Titan 8s, they can charge from 0 to 80% in 6 minutes. About as long as it took you to get here to the stream, that's how fast they charge. And I love the Titan 8 prismatic cells, LTO. They are my favorite. They really are. They really, really are. Thank you for tuning in, Kanga. I'm the only one not in the green. It's like the star bellies, it's just everyone's got a star except you, but we'll get you that star, Kanga. We will get you that. And that's the cool thing about gift and membership. Sometimes you get one for a month for free, which is cool. And more people here. Appreciate you guys for that. Let's see. Blake, hey, y'all, just got here. What's going on? Thank you for tuning in, Blake. I heard that you're not allowed to miss another car audio show due to a wedding. That's just what I heard. Just the tea going across the table there. Appreciate that you're here, man. Woodhound, thank you for hanging out. I'm going green. Well, it's better than going gray. Go green, not gray. Thanks for tuning in, Woodhound. Appreciate you, man. Yes, Blake for the win. Blake for the win. Thank you for tuning in, Adrian. Appreciate that you're here as well. And, man, I have a future guest coming on, and I had to do something special. It's coming soon, but, just to see a kicker L7X just sitting there flexing all types of wasted information, and Cookie Monster's hanging out. He's holding on for dear life, and, it's something cool. It's a step with something else I want to do down the road, but that day will happen. And, just seeing what I can do in a studio without knocking down all the windows and the walls. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me know if my audio's matched with my voice, just the 101 stuff. And otherwise, thank you guys for being here. Let's see. WW, get some. Thank you for tuning in. Get some. Appreciate that you're here. Hope you're doing well, man. Would you look at that? McGoogle, thank you for tuning in. John, appreciate you. I told this guy, I'm like, hey, you got to enter the giveaway, man. You got to tune into the Kicker Unmasked show. They didn't rig it in his favor, but I don't know. Andy S. from Texas? Huh. I think I was just putting on a mustache like Cornut does. I seen him do it. Thank you for tuning in, John. Hope you're doing well. This guy is just the guy. And, man, he is a worker. Appreciate you, buddy. Nice tie into the, hey, I try, man. It just happens. It happens. I get lucky. He bails on a slow train, but grabs the fast one. Oh, I don't know. Cornut, he be trying to grab at the end of that caboose, and sometimes that thing is just chugging along, man. It is just chugging along. He's nuts. Let's see. We're just trying to figure out what to do with the extra seat on my way to surf. Any ideas? I mean, man, I wanted to go this year, and I do want to go. Surf City Showdown, and, man, car audio shows all across the country. I love the people that do that and make that available for people. So you get to just enjoy that one-on-one with your fellow basshead alongside the internet stuff that we do here. So thank you guys for just whoever's watching. If you're watching, you own a car audio show. Thank you. Thank you. Basshead 30, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. This guy's awesome as well. Again, this show is just kick back, relax, and we could talk about power. I feel like I do it a lot, but they did cover a lot tonight with just alternators and batteries. If you guys had any other questions regarding that, let me know. Will, thank you for tuning in. Kicker Unmasked live from the true Kicker Cave for the win. And he knows you just got to look at it. You got to look at it, William. That's all you have to do. And you know what? Would you just look at that? Would you look at that? Just look at it. Thank you, William. Appreciate you. And you know what? Alongside of using one of your bass knobs for the amp dyno, I might use that for in here too. I got more things down the pipeline for that. I want to have all kinds of fancy stuff. It never ends. Thank you, Eric N, for liking on Facebook. I appreciate you guys. I think I do have that up there. Yes. Let's see. We got Tessa, looks like from Kicker Club. Andy, what's up, Andy? Hope all is well. Thank you for tuning in. Tessa, appreciate you. I usually have Kicker Club up on the left-hand side of me, which I do over here. But that is cool. That shows them all right there, and I can see everything. That is awesome. I love that. That's perfect. Just getting it from every angle. Thank you for tuning in, Tessa, and thank you, Jesse, for hanging out as well. TBO Jesse. Let's see. Give me unlimited budget, and I'll take a glacier from Greenland and drop it here to cool off Oklahoma. I mean, Oklahoma is hot. Down Kicker HQ, what is it? Average about 100 degrees every day, just every day. At least summer. And it's not quite as humid up here in Pennsylvania, but it is hot. Those extra 20 degrees make up for the lack of humidity. But you know what? It's enjoyable, man. It is. Let's see. I feel like I missed something. Yeah, you probably did. It's okay. Should have made the Kicker sub an Explode sub. Man, I used to have a few Sony Explodes at my disposal to explode, and I don't have any anymore. And I wish I never got rid of any sub that I ever held on to. And there was only a few that I got rid of. But you know what? Man, if I had that solo, what was it? The Solo Explode? Yeah, I want that one. We can toss that right there. I was thinking about putting an L7X15 there, but the weight difference on an L7X15 compared to that is just retarded. This probably weighs like 25 pounds, maybe. It's really light. And then you got the L7X over here that weighs like 60 pounds. I need a bigger frame for that. I definitely do. Would you look at that? Grabbing the wood to fix the miscuts from Todd's box tomorrow. Thank you, Jake. Appreciate you letting me know from Mr. SDK Enclosures. Getting Todd's box together for his Solo X12 and his Titan 8 battery. I don't know what kind of alternator he's running in his car, but you know what? He might need it, he might not. But that was the conversation tonight, is do you need, alternator, a battery when you're running like the Warhorse line of stuff between, like the Street Series, the L7X Family, we used to call it, Solo X, Warhorse, just everything under that umbrella. For that amount of power, you might want to upgrade some stuff. And, batteries are key. I love batteries. Alternators, I mean, you kind of want both. You really do, to keep everything perfect. Otherwise, you're running on limited time, borrowed time, or you're really overworking that alternator a little bit harder than you should. But, hey, it just depends what you're trying to do, man. Thank you for tuning in, Simon Stately. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Appreciate all that you do for me. Got loud. What's up, Andy? See, the allergies have cleared up. Thank God. Thank God. Last Tuesday, I was dying. It's just ragweed in the area. I don't know. Either way, yeah, something I'm allergic to. Glad that I'm doing better. And thanks for asking, man. Appreciate that you're here now. Cookie Monster is getting a foot massage. He is. He's hanging in there, man. He is hanging in there. I heard explode. Oh, no. Dubby! Hey, I don't think I have ever met an individual that likes Sony Explode more than Dubby here. Like, there is no one that ever or will come close to loving Sony Explode as much as that guy does. I mean, there's not much competition, but you know what I mean? He's still their biggest fan. Anyone going to the Sundown show? That is actually next weekend, which is, what's that, down South Carolina, I believe. Being a kicker guy, it's probably one of the later shows I would attend to, but I know, just Excess Power hanging out down there, and, Sparked Innovations and EXO, and just, some of the big names out there, and it's not that far. I definitely do want to go down there. It doesn't mean just because you have Sundown, you can't go, but, if I have a little bit of priorities, Now, if they had a kicker show, I ain't missing that, but I feel like, it's kind of almost Slamology a little bit, I mean, they're one of the big sponsors, so can't miss that, ever. The Sony explodes. The Sony explodes. Thank you for spelling that for me, Dubby. I kick hack his camera. It was 107. 107 in Stillwater Day. That is insane. That is insane. I think it was 90 here today. I mean, it's pretty hot. It was pretty hot today, and a little bit of rain. Let me know how your guys' weather is otherwise. Is that a new LLwA shirt you're wearing? Just gotta look at it. All the watts for the win. No, but I've been thinking about stuff. I have. With W and the merch, I don't want to overbearing him. But, I'm always thinking of something new. And I do want to have something like this. Not exactly what's up, but I mean, this is Ohio Generator. Now, Ohio Generator, I mean, it may not be exactly MechMan, but this show is taken care of, and I run their equipment. Ohio Generator alternators. If you need some power, of course, check out MechMan as well. I will never promote a brand that I don't think is quality. Period. Ohio Generator for the win. And, man, I was just using mine the other day. Saturday, to charge Cookie Monster. And like I was talking about on the Kickin' with Andy show this Tuesday, that, can you charge your car with your alternator? And it was struggling, you know what I mean? It was only dumping out like 80, 90 amps at idle, but it was like, putting a lot of stress on my engine, just because the batteries were kind of depleted. And you kind of do want to drive your car if you're going to charge it that way. Plus, it keeps the alternator cooler and it charges faster. But either way, it's like I wound up just, letting it run and just revving it for a while, and it charged up. And it's like, if it's going to fail, it's going to fail doing something like that, just like a completely dead battery. And it survived that, and it's been surviving the past 4 years. And you gotta have that power to make the power. But yes, Ohio Generator. Sorry, man, that's the shirt. That's the shirt. Not yet. Put on sunglasses, cracks open an energy drink, and bangs the keyboard. Oh man, that's why I don't drink energy drinks anymore, man. I can't sleep after that. All right, Jason Grant, thank you for hanging out, tuning in, man. Question, installing MechMan alternator soon. Would you run power for rear battery directly from alt or run it to front battery? My opinion, just to eliminate maybe of how fast your front battery can discharge to the rear, and just like that kind of problem that maybe could be an issue, but most likely won't, but could be. Thank you, Jake. I would run a direct run from your alternator to your rear lithium bank or whatever you got in the back of your car, and then just a separate stock OEM charging wire to your front battery that starts your car. That's how I do it, and I don't know if I really seen significant gains, but I didn't see any losses whatsoever, and I think it's a lot easier. I know where everything's going, and a big dedicated run with one less connection going to the back of the battery where all the power's being pulled, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it, in my opinion. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate you, man. You're going to love that mech, man. Let me pull this up here. Where's it at? Can I do this? Will that do? There we go. Thank you, Jake. Appreciate you. Man, this guy's awesome. Bubba's Search and Rescue Fund. He's probably on What's Human.
I got Benny's.
Man, it's all right. We know where Bubba is. It's not like he's just MIA. He might not be here right this second, but we know where he is. One's human, and that's why I don't try to pick up the video games too much. Hey, I'll be picking up that Pokemon emulator sometime, you know what I mean? But that's toilet time. That's different, you know what I mean? Everybody's got toilet time. Better than scrolling on Facebook too much. Bend Over has become a man. That is a name. That is a name. Oh, would you look at that? Brian gifted memberships. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you, buddy.
Bass hitting hard. Yeah, you turned down for what? Okay. Yeah.
This is what makes time travel possible. The flux capacitor.
Flux capacitor.
Thank you, Brian. And you guys can see a few of the names there that are popping up from the gifted memberships from Brian Townsend. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. And thank you for supporting the channel, always being here. I see you guys. I truly do. I watch my show after I'm done. I do a little bit of editing, and I see even more that I might miss during the live. Because if you ever did this stuff behind camera, you'd understand. It's like you're there, but you're not, and you're there, It's like, whoa, I totally missed that. How did I not understand that question right there? Usually Cornet's tricking me, but hey, either way, I see you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you. Let's see. Jesse, TBO, this is from Kicker Club, I believe. Yes, because now we're streaming from Livin Loud with Andy into Kicker Club. So now when you're commenting in Kicker Club, I see your name. So we don't have to technically have this over here anymore, which is great. So if you're in Kicker Club, you're watching a show, just take a look at it, comment, and I will see it normally, which is nice. So I don't have to have this, phone sitting over here anymore. That's great. Either way, Jesse, thank you for your comment. I'm running a Kicker quad box on a 2K on stock electrical and a Chevy Spark, trying to find a high amp alternator for it. A Chevy Spark. Yeah, that's a tiny little car. Now, let me think. Chevy Spark, or is that the Chevy Spark? Isn't that the electric car? I think that's the electric car, the Chevy Spark. Or is that the hybrid? Because there was one, it was like a hybrid gas, but it was like the babyest hybrid. Like the battery capacity was like 30 miles. Compared to, now it's like a little bit more. Either way, with any alternator upgrade, as long as it's a gasoline engine, if you got a hybrid, I don't know if it's all hybrids, but electric cars, you got inverters, you don't got alternators. So either way, you're going to be limited of what the car is produced to do. Now, upgrading the inverter, I'm sure there's a way to do it. You could do that with electric cars. Now, would I suggest doing that on your Tesla with a warranty? Probably not. I would just stick with running your own battery bank and surviving off what you got. But I do know a way. There's probably a way. There's always a way with electricity. But with your car, with your Chevy Spark, man, with the 2K, I guess you would say system. So you're probably clamping anywhere from, 700 watts to 1800 watts. And if you wire down, you're going to see a little bit more than that. Now, the amount of current you're pulling, 150, 200, 250 amps, give or take. So that's more than any kind of stock alternator can do. So you already know that you're just dipping in your batteries, whatever you got. So that's why he's asking, hey, what kind of alternator do I need it? For the quad box. And that quad box, we'll take that 2K all day. It's an awesome setup. It truly is. It's like the perfect daily for an SUV. Just click, ship, drop it in. That's it. Now, if you're having an issue finding one for that, I know like MechMen, they got a whole website of just, you type in your car, it's not there. Now, I know with Ohio Generator, they don't have that, you call, but long story short, most alternator companies will make them for a majority amount of cars, and then you're going to have to special order yours if they even do that. I'm not 100% on MechMen. I'm sure he would, but I know with Ohio Gen, mine was specially made. Not a lot of people are running Eclipses, especially with Cookie Monsters in them. Just not Eclipses or Gallants with a 2.4. So mine was a Frankenstein special made, all that kind of fun stuff. So if you want, hit up Ohio Generator. Tell them I sent you. They will hook you up. Tell them I sent you. There's a difference than just calling. Tell them I sent you. I don't get nothing for it, but you know what? I appreciate what they've done for me in the past, and they make awesome stuff, and Tom is a genuine guy, man. Truly is. Let me know how that turns out for you, buddy. Appreciate you. He is for sure on the kicker milk carton, the explode carton. Yes. Yes. Budget Audio with Jay. There he is. Man, I haven't seen this guy in forever. I got his cup. Wait, where'd I put his cup? Yeah, there it is. It's hiding. It's hiding behind the Panda. It is hiding. It's beside Mr. Hi-Fi Vega over there. Man, Budget Audio with Jay, thank you for tuning in. I haven't seen you here forever, or just, man, I hope you're doing well. Family's doing all right. System's doing good. Kicker amps holding up. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Let's see. He's got the 1300 watt Pentagon. Heck yeah, man. Is that the gray cone? Yeah, that's the gray cone or the black cone. I think I had the black cone and the gray cone. I think it was like 900 or 1100 and then 1300. Man, all the watts, Sony explode. That's how you get them. That's how you get them. Bobby.
Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B.
Thank you for tuning in, man. Appreciate you, Uncle Bobby B. Uncle Bobby B. Uncle Bobby B. W for the win. W for the win. Appreciate you guys, man. The Spark was available in gas or electric. Okay, so that's why I was like, is that a trick question? I think he's trying to trick me on that one. But if it's a gas engine, yes, an alternator for sure, man. And again, you might need something special. It sounds like a vehicle. I don't see too much of Slamology. That's, or just a really big car audio show. They tend to favor the ones that are more used, and with GM and Chevy, like how Tony was talking about tonight, they've been the same thing since 90 whatever. So they make one and it works for everybody. So that is a huge, just way to do things easier, and it makes sense. It makes sense. But of course, you can always get something custom. And whenever you're into this stuff, like how we are, you're going to want to have that power. You're going to want to have that power. This whole time I've been up here, I was freezing to death. I get on here, a bunch of hot air comes out of my mouth, who knows what I'm talking about. It starts getting warm in here. Show's halfway over and the stage is a wasteland. Yes. Hybrid. Or is it El Fuego serving up softballs at JK? Love ya, Fuego. See you in a couple weeks. That's surf. I know El Fuego is so ready for surf. He is so ready for it. Appreciate you, BT and El Fuego. And Jason, thank you for answering that for me. I appreciate you, man. 3-cylinder. Ooh, man. Yeah, I don't know how big of an alternator you can get on that, but either way, it's a tiny engine. Should do the job. Thank you for tuning in, Rick. Hope you're doing well, man. This guy, met him at TDH. Solid guy, and nice. You know, and I know that sounds corny, but you know, there's a lot of bad people out here nowadays, you know, and I appreciate you being awesome, man. And thank you for tuning in. You know, I was looking at them brand new Priuses. Go Google like a 2024 Prius and then come back here. Just take a look at it. I don't know. Honestly, if I was going to get anything electric, it'd be pure electric. Like hybrid is cool, but I feel like I would go pure electric anyway. Just because, I mean, look at everything we do, man. Look at everything we do. I love, you know, e-bikes and power, car audio, power wheels, 12 volts. Well, maybe not 220. Electro, he likes 220. Thanks. Appreciate it. Absolutely, man. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that helps some. But yes, please hit up Ohio Generator. Please, 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 please. Yes, the Prius. Okay, Andy's question. When is Kicker bringing out the new Kicker watches and Zimmer frames? The Kicker frames? Man, if they had some Kicker glasses, I would be all over it. But yeah, man, Dubby, he kind of went kind of crazy in Kicker Club. I mean, I could maybe pull that up here. Let's take a look here. There we go. We need this. Oh, well, before we go all deep into Kicker Club, man, I just want to talk about this build right here from Dwayne Wilson. They got Kicker Build of the Week this week. Thing is beautiful. Now, it's on a Def Bonds 6K. But either way, yeah, we hit 58,000 members. But just a beautiful build. L7X 12s. You know, and I'm glad, you know, he reached out in that group too. Because he was having questions about, you know, can I replace the dual 2 cones with a dual 1 cone from Kicker, you know, for the L7X? And technically, no. Now, my opinion, you might be able to fit one in one, but not one in the other. And again, there's reasons why they made changes to those so that they would be pretty much the same kind of driver, regardless of, you know, resistance, impedance load, whatever, all that fun stuff. You know, the cones, the versions, and the gaps are different accordingly for each one of those. But I do want to throw... Let's see here. Is that searching in Kicker Club? I want to search in... Yes. I don't know. No, it's not even searching in Kicker Club. Aw, Dubby, I can't find it. I wish you could search right in the Kicker Club. That needs to be a thing on here. That definitely needs to be a thing. But yeah, I loved all the stuff you did, Dubby. I loved it. Oh, would you look at that? Good evening. Y'all just got back from having dinner with family at Lori's Prime Rib. Now, it wasn't the one in One Human like Jake was talking about, right? Because I know, man, that those games can be kind of crazy. You feel like you're there, and then you're like, you take the headset off. You're like, oh my God, I'm still in my living room. I'm just kidding. I'm happy that you're with the family and enjoying, you know, some grub, man. Man, I can't even remember what I had for dinner tonight. Man, it's just, you know, today was fun. And Tuesdays are always, you know, either, man, I got to get ready for a Kicking with Andy, or it's like, whew, we got unmasked, and we just get to sit back, relax, and talk about it on the after show, and hopefully answer some of the questions you guys may still have, which we kind of already started to, which is awesome, and that's why I don't want to give up this time frame. You know, it would be nice to take a week off each week, every other week, but I do enjoy doing these shows in particular for that reason. Appreciate you, Bubba. Now I'm hungry. There's Bubba. Would you look at that? Oh no, maybe Cookie Monster ate Andy. You know, that's why I won't wear any cookie suits in this house. Fair game. He said he's not playing yet. Pull the cord. Had a Geo Metro 3-cylinder squeezed a 300 amp alternator on it so it can happen. Man, that poor Geo. But, you know, with all the amount of power that you got in that build, hey, that 300 amp alternator definitely comes in clutch. But, again, if you're clamping 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 watts, it's not going to be enough. You're going to need batteries. And that's why it's like you do need both regardless. And I feel like unless you have all the alternator power that you can put under your hood, you know, you're going to wind up just putting a bunch of batteries in your car and you're on limited time. But sometimes you can't put enough alternators in your car to keep up with that. So you need the batteries. You're on borrowed time. Like even Kyle Ruckford with a kicker built 16 Solo X's, 16 Warhorses on 16 50 amp hour sodium lithium ions, or sodium ions batteries. The brand new 50 amp hours from what is it, Limitless? Anywho, he was playing on borrowed time. You know, you think about it, even with 50 amp hours and one Warhorse on each, wired at 1 ohm, you're probably at least pulling, 100, 200 amps constantly. So you divide that by 50, you got about, 4 into an hour? So you got about 15 minutes of playtime without any alternator charge. And that's being charged at 16 volts on the sodium. So you got 15 minutes, and then whatever your alternator can do is just going to extend that time by a fraction until it can be able to do more than what you're pulling. So even though you got 16 batteries, you would need at least like 3 or 4 400 amp alternators to be able to play for like an hour, 2 hours. And then even if you have enough, maybe your alternators start to get hot, your batteries start to get hot, your amplifiers start to get hot, and your efficiency starts to tank. So then that time you thought you had is actually cut in half, or just, whatever fraction, because of heat. The alternator can't do as much power. So just because you write it down on paper and you think, okay, I got this, I'll be good. Maybe, just maybe. So with electrical, you can never have too much, because there's always going to be factors that you don't know about, and until you try it, you're never going to know. You're never going to know. Appreciate you, Rick, and that's a lot on that Geo. That is a lot on that Geo. Let's see. Appreciate you guys. All right, cool. So I am almost caught up here. Oh man, Diamond Jim Brady's cut for the win. I love Larry's. That's the restaurant. Oh man, the food coma is real. Of just, you eat so much. I don't know if it's, the sugars, the dessert. It's probably the dessert. It's always the dessert with me, and we never ever skip dessert. Did any of our people win the kicker drawing? I missed that. All I seen was an Andy S from Texas. I don't know who that was. That was me putting on my mustache. Dawn won again. Well, she did win last Kicking It With Andy, 50% off discount code. So, and I did put in the clause of the email, do not give to Cornut. If given to Cornut, this offer is no longer valid. That's coming from the top down, man. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. The Wiring Wizard. Can you start dynoing down for sound amps? No one that's actually worth watching is doing on YouTube. Could be down for Andy. Oh man, I do have a down for sound boombox sitting over here. And, Jacob, Jonathan, they've treated me well. And they were the first people that really took me on other than Kicker. And I wouldn't mind doing it. With the amp dyno that we have over there, I don't want to make you guys sick here. Come on, camera. Go. Right now, I can amp dyno safely 2,000. Honestly, I could probably do 4,000 watt amp. But just to keep things safe, I want to get new resistors and bigger switches, because I have everything so I can do an amp dyno live. Flick of a switch without the 81. So it's just a few things, but I'm waiting until I got enough finances, and then I'm like, okay, $700, cool. Drop it on new resistors, switchers, bada bing, bada boom, and then I should be able to test pretty much anything I want, but, like 10,000 watt amps, but then I just need a few more batteries, and that's the easy part. I do want to amp dyno more. I have a few. Cornut's still getting on me. I have a few of his I have to do, and a few more. But yes, I definitely wouldn't mind doing the down for sound amps. I mean, it does seem like Derek does them all. But still, you know, everybody likes a second opinion. Even if you're hearing something from me, go ask somebody else too. See what they have to say, and then a third person. It's nice to get, you know, just different personal views. Some may be more biased than the others. Some might not be at all. So that's the beauty of it. Thank you, Wiring Wizard, for tuning in. Appreciate you. That old Geo had a bat cap for 8400 16 volt. New Geo build has 300 amp alt and 2 Titan 8 12 volt power. Means a lot, never enough. You're right, dude. That's the name of the game, you know. And like Cookie Monster, I'm sitting out here demoing it and stuff. I'm like, man, my electrical's perfect. Now Slamology, it's hot. I'm sitting there on pavement. It's hot underneath. I'm not under a canopy. So it's like, you know, the engine's hotter, the alternator's hotter. It's not doing as much. I'm giving demo after demo after demo after demo. And I'm starting to drop down to 13.4. I'm like, oh, wow, I'm finally starting to get in my batteries. This is cool. This is cool. And because, you know, 320 amp alt, 2 Warhorses, but each one wired at 2 ohms. And I'm clamping like 3,000 watts. So that alternator's doing all the work until it gets too hot. And that's why it's nice to have extra, and you can never have enough. Let's see. Yes, see, Jason, you don't have to send me an amp. I mean, I pretty much, until the Warhorses, every single thing I purchase, the KXA 2400, both 3 of the 1800s, you know, in the mids and highs, and just a few other things. I haven't amp dynoed that many amps. I think it's been like 16 or 17. But that's kind of what really made me want to do my channel more so. I wanted to be able to bring something to the table, and I'm like, well, I can do my own ghetto amp dyno. And it was just with speakers. It was actually this one, it's flexing right here. It was a pair of these guys in a sealed box, and then the L515 that I have downstairs. Thank you, Scott Hunter, for liking the stream. As resistive loads, but they were reactive, you know, and I made it play a certain frequency to get, you know, 2 ohms, 4 ohms, etc. And now we got this fancy amp dyno, and it's beautiful. But the resistive loads, I'm a little weak at. I mean, they're 500 watt resistive loads, so you can't put twice on there. But my switches are good for 15 amps, so you're talking like, you know, 1,000 watts really per each one. Either way, 4 ohms each. So math, just I don't want anything to happen in here. It's a lot of things to burn if one of those resistors or switch happens to melt. But thank you to Cornet for sending me a fire extinguisher, one it's approved for electronics and in Kicker Caves. So we're okay for the most part. Let's see. In the work on with down for sound, maybe, just maybe. Yeah, get with them. I'm trying to think. I know Jacob is pretty public on Facebook, but I would reach out to him. Let's see. Let me scroll down. Garrick, thank you for tuning in, sir. I appreciate you. I hope you're having a good night. And speaking of which, I know a lot of people were dealing with health. We had RVH sadly pass away. We got the money to his wife, and you know, there's other things we might be working on in the future regarding. But I wanted to bring up my mom actually survived her knee surgery replacement, so I just want to thank God for that. And you know, just good news. You know, there's always bad news, but we have to be appreciative for every day that we do have good news. So good news, and I'm glad Garrick's tuned in. That is good news. Ashi, thank you for hanging out, man. Appreciate you as well. I did incorporate that on every kicking it with Andy. I'm sounding like Aaron. He's like, man, you do so many things. Kicking it with Andy, living loud with Andy, unmasked aftershow, you know the thing. And I have it in there for the Kicker Club members new post in there for unmasked every other Tuesday. But I just put every Tuesday because, you know, just easier. I'd be like, which Tuesday you talking about? Well, if they don't, they'll still, you know, enter the giveaway, tune in on Andy here, and have some fun. Oh, would you look at that? Garrick donated a $2 super chat. Thank you, Garrick. Appreciate you for the penny, sir.
I got pennies.
XO, Thank you, Garrick. Appreciate you, man. And those pennies will go the distance. Thank you, sir. I had this up here earlier. Shoop Dog, thank you again, man. Question, I have a KXA 800.5 running only the dual box D comp to R12s. For now, in my Focus RS, plans to replace door speakers with kicker and run the same amp. What is the best way to tune amp with subs? Now, man, you know, tuning of your system. You could be very particular, or you could be very, well, let's get close as we can and try not to clip. Now, with the 800.5, that's a 5-channel, and what's nice about that is now he can power his door speakers of his Focus RS with some kicker speakers and have it all together as one. And on that single channel, on the 800.5, I believe that's, 400 watts at 2 ohms and like 200 or 300 at 4, give or take. So it will definitely do the job of playing everything. Now, how to tune that? Being that with the Comp R12s, I believe those are, 500 RMS a piece, so 1,000 watt box. Quote me if I'm wrong. And so you're definitely underpowering it, but the beauty of that is whenever you kind of underpower it a lot more so than just kind of, smack dead on, when you don't have your amp tuned perfectly, that additional clipping usually isn't as tragic because the heat is less because the power is less. So you could tune it by ear. Okay, everyone's logging out. Tune it by ear, and I would tell you this, set your volume how you want it to sound without any bass playing. Get your vocals sounding pretty good. You can get down the road of playing with the crossovers for your mids and highs eventually, but you're going to want to do that too. And then just play the sub by itself in the car, and then play with just different test tones. Kicker has stuff, or play different music, stuff that you're going to listen to, because you could set it perfectly with the best equipment, and if you don't set it right at the right dB full scale, or you're playing rebass music that's recorded louder, or you just change it after that, you could be in the same boat as just not even tuning it to begin with, or tuning it by ear. So the way to do it is to test. Try different stuff. Listen to the subwoofer at playing it at volumes that you're going to, and just kind of, listen to it. You don't have to look at it, just listen to it. And just kind of, be like, all right, well, I'm going to have to turn this down a little bit. And the thing is, too, why I say get out of the car, not just in the car, listening to it, is because you might not hear mechanical noise, failure, or just things that just don't sound natural. Usually you can hear hard clipping, so with a little bit of clipping won't be too bad in your case, since the amplifier's not very powerful for your setup that you got. Those comp Rs can take some power, but again, just like any subwoofer, play it within reason. Man, the DD1 is great because it's easy. There's cheaper alternatives out there. They got little handheld O-scopes for $50. Those will get you close, and I feel like 9 chances out of 10, close is good enough in more cases than not. But whenever you do have equipment that does have, you can just set the gain itself, it is a lot easier. I know with Cookie Monster, with the KXA 400s, I'm going to miss those. I will replace them with the 1000.4s. But I could just sit there in the back and just tune the gain while I'm playing music and see if it's lighting up. I can tell if I'm clipping. That is cool whenever you have stuff like that. Now, the KXA has that. So that's why that's, easy. Easy. That's why I'm like, is that the CXA or KXA? KXA, that's got literally built inside. So, again, just look at the gain knob, and you could play your music too. You could set it with the test tones with kicker. They have test tones, 50, 1000 hertz, etc. stuff. And I would use maybe 0 dB full scale for the mids and highs, and -5, -10 for the bass 50 hertz tracks. But again, go back and play your music. Play your music and look at those lights. Those gain knobs will actually light up when they are clipping. That is the easiest amplifier to set your gain. Now, tuning it of sound quality, man, that's going to come down to the entire car. your speaker location. I would mess with crossovers on your mids and highs on the KXA, where you would have, a high pass, it'd be a high pass filter for, like maybe like 100 hertz, 120 hertz for the front, and then have the subwoofer have a low pass at like 80. So you get a little bit of a blend, and that's like the easiest way to start out and tweak accordingly. Thank you for tuning in, Shoot Dog. I appreciate you, buddy. Let's see. Everyone's turning green. It is a lot of green. I'm starting to think. I'm looking at StreamYard. Like, all the names just green. No, that is the green team. You guys are awesome. And Ashy's still not green, but we love him. And, man, rest in peace, RVH. Man, I still need to find a place to throw his Cookie Monster blanket he sent me. All the walls are accounted for, but it is in a safe place forever. Shocked. Yes. Yes, indeed. Things. Yes. Would you look at that? Jeremy, you can set amp 1 and 2 for high pass and run 4 corner speakers. You can also run amp 2 as band pass. You need to be more specific. And I think the band pass would be good for like maybe like smaller mid drivers like the Street Series. That would be really kind of perfect for that. Just having just different crossovers, just two crossovers on each end instead of just a low pass or a high pass. Anyway, but right, and that's the flexibility of that setup. There should be 3 gains on that. You're going to have your amp 1 for your front, amp 2 for your rear, and amp 3 for the subwoofer. And another cool thing that Kicker does, I would also make sure you have an additional run for RCAs, but you can actually turn the fader off for channels 3 and 4 and 5, where it picks up the same signal as channel 1 and 2 and just distributes it. And there's a bunch of switches on the back. You can make it do 1 and 2 for the subwoofer, 3 and 4 for the subwoofer, and not for 1 and 2, its own thing. There's a lot of flexibility with it. There really is. Let's see. Thank you, Sheepdog. Thanks, Annie. That helps a lot. I was thinking adding the key as well. Man, with the key technology, it makes it easy for, I would say, staging, listening position, and, with the, that's with the key 200.4. The key lock, that's for just giving you the best signal that you're gonna get to recorrect it as a flat 20 to 20, better than most stuff out there, man. And with the new cars, they got all kind of crossovers and things built into them. Let's see, where am I at here? Scrolling down. Oh, come on, Wiring Wizard. If you just throw your name up, it'd be a lot easier. Appreciate you tuning in. Let's see. Bad. Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate you. I seen your comment. I've been meaning to get back to you, and you're welcome. Yes, this is the guy that shared his photo, and we threw it up as a thumbnail for Friday. Awesome L7X build. I have 6 Warhorse amps, 2 3600.1s, and 4 1000.4s. For charging, I have a Pure Power 320 amp alt. Nice. A Pure Power 600 amp alt. For storage, I have 3 XS Superbank 500 Group 34 power banks. Should be good. All right, man, talk about overkill. But again, like we've been talking, overkill with electrical is never a bad thing, man. Thank you so much. And that's going to be a well-rounding setup. I mean, you could see all the ST door speakers there, tweeters, everything in his profile picture. That is going to rock, man. And you got enough electrical to keep up with that beast. You really do. You really do. Let's see. Car audio enthusiast, what's the weather going to be on Saturday? And we just got a subscriber, Avis Johnson. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate you. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? I think we do need more cowbell. We do need more cowbell. Let's see. Sorry for working on a new song. Let me check. I'm hoping Kicker comes out with a standalone DSP. Man, you're telling me, man. You are telling me. Maybe a 5 or 6 channel at least. Right. You know, I know Down for Sound's got some standalone DSPs. I believe they mentioned it, but I know Kicker would be working on something like that, you know. We need it. I need it. Man, you can only do so much with other stuff. I want flexibility of the old IQ amplifiers, but not as an amplifier, as a standalone DSP. That is, it's just what us guys, even in basshead world, want. Not even just SQ, just the basshead of just flexibility and making it sound a little bit better, and having full control of that is the key with that. Kicker Key DSP. Oh man, that rolls off the tongue, don't it? Let's see. Jimmy Barrett, thank you for hanging out. Got a GMC AT4 with Bose. Would the key lock be good to add a couple subs and amp and leave Bose amp on door speakers? You know, I have something similar to that with my Pilot. I still have stock rear satellite speakers. For a while, I had the stock tweeters and stock center channel, and just replaced the 4-door speakers with Kicker KS 6.5s. So you can do it. And you know, it's pretty easy. You know, you just cut the wires of the speakers you don't want to use, tap into that, hook it up to your key lock, run it through there, and then that key lock goes into the 4-channel amplifier, or 6, 8, whatever you got, and then that goes, you run wires from that to your door speakers, and that are replaced. And that's the way to do that, and also keep the OEM stuff. Eventually, you might want to just replace it all and just have more amplifiers for the other stuff and replace those speakers, because I bet you any money, you know, those Bose speakers are not going to be able to keep up with big bass. Now, if you're doing something small, sure, it should do okay, but again, you are kind of just hurting yourself, you know. That's why I just kept the satellite speakers in the back. It's like, I'm not gonna replace those. I don't really need them, other than for, like, you know, DVD surround sound, which is not very often. But thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate your comment, and I appreciate you tuning in. TJ Chowders, thank you for hanging out, man. Appreciate you. Look at that happy couple in the profile picture. I love your guys' profile pictures too. Like Bubba's, I mean, just look at that. Just look at that. Seeing your text, Bobby, you got to turn on the audio alerts. I am not catching them on Vibe. Oh, no. Uncle Bobby B, baby. Key amp would be great to add some bass. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You know, they got the key 200.4s, key 500.1s. Yep. Nice. LEDs for the build. Jay, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you, man. I just got a Warhorse to power my Solo X12. Loving it. You know, and that's the idea, is to match the Warhorse with the L7X or L7Xs, depending, you know, how you like to ride. Full tilt boogie, or, you know, either way. That's full tilt boogie, and it keeps up. It definitely keeps up. I downgraded from the Warhorse down to the 2400 back in Kayla's car, because obviously I use the other two for Cookie, but I do miss it. That extra, you know, 1500 watts on tap, it made a difference. It definitely did, and it's a good pairing of just how they designed that to match the subwoofer with that amplifier and the power, and just they made a great product choice with just having that work together. Let's see. Absolutely, Jimmy. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Jimmy, you need to find a source of low frequency sound, then tap into that. Yes, for the bass. You know, and that's the thing. With the key lock, you can use that, and it has a built-in RTA where when you're doing the certain test functions, it'll tell you play pink noise, and it'll tell you if you're getting anything from like 20 to 200, or 200 to 1,000, or 1,000 to 20,000. Certain lights will light up, and that's how you can tell for sure if you're getting good low frequency and it's flat. While you turn that up, which ones all light up at once, or one and then another, you know, and that's how you can tell and test each speaker location to find out the best signal to start at, because the key lock is only going to do so much. I think it's like 12 or 18 dB attenuation. I don't know. whatever word it is, to correct that curve from being flat. Problem is, if they got such a sharp curve on it, you can only bump it up so much. So you might want to start, connecting somewhere else instead. And that's what's cool about that product. It shows you, pretty much I can test here and I can test there, and boom, now I know where to connect. That is killer. It truly is. Hey, Andy, I spoke with this Fuego the other day. Might be this El Fuego. I don't know.
The Pacific Northwest.
Maybe. Did Kicker mention the price reduction for the Warhorse? It dropped $100. It costs in retail. I know. I seen that. $999 for the WX 3600.1 because it was $1,099 and then it dropped. And man, I don't know. I mean, $999.99 definitely rolls off the tongue a lot easier than $1,099.99. You know what I mean? So, and hey, I'm not complaining. I ain't complaining. But I did notice that like 2 weeks ago. I did notice. I'm looking at it. I'm like, it's only 200 more. Okay. Because the WX 1000.4 is $799. So, yeah. Unless that went down too. I can take a look at it. Let's see. Let's go to kicker.com and look at car audio, amplifiers. Oh yeah, $799. Maybe it was $799. I swear it was always $799. $799 and $999.99 with 3 easy payments. Actually, you can pay in a firm on Kicker. Let's see. I think it's a firm. One of the things. $999.99. But if you can't get one here at kicker.com, go to your local Showtime dealer or Kicker dealer near you. Let's see. Slams, especially when you have the right electrical to power it. I don't think it's regulated or loosely regulated like the KXA 2400. It does do less power, but it also does more power at higher voltage. So if you can get that boy up to 16 volts, turn it in competition mode, man, grease lightning. Let's see, 7 horsepower is roughly 315 goose power. Oh, man, that is some useful information. Thank you, Kyle. I was figuring, it's usually like 745 watts or 50 watts, give or take. So a Warhorse is actually like, what's that, 5,000 watts? I don't know, like 8 horsepower. Yep. 8, is it 7? Yeah, 7 times 10, 7,000. Yep. About 8 horsepower in a Warhorse. In one Warhorse, there's 8 horsepower in it, That's a lot. Oh, there he is. Underrated Audio Repair LLC. Thank you for tuning in, man. Andy, we are back taking in repairs. Send in your Solo X to get rebuilt. And I got this one sitting here that, it's a little rough. I might send that one, or it's going to be the one behind me over here or here. I might have you do the one right behind me. That's my original Solo X right there. This one, that's where we tried to fix it. I don't know if you can touch that. If you can, I'll send that one too. Either way, but I appreciate you, and you know what? Thanks for letting me know. I'll send that to you. I will send that to you this week. I didn't want to burden you. This guy is repairing Solo X's, W3s, all kind of speakers. So if you need a kicker fix, I don't know if he does all kickers, but I know he does Solo X. So if he could do that, he could do every kicker. If you need one reconed, hit up Underrated Audio Repair LLC, please, on Facebook. You know what? Let's just pull that up right now. There it is. And I'm going to drop his link to his Facebook channel in the stream here. All right, it's just facebook.com/underrated audio repair LLC. Nice and easy. I'm glad you fixed your URL. That's what I have to do too. Facebook will give you this whole mumba jumba nonsense. You don't even know what the heck it is. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I'll be sending that out to you. It always said $7.99, $9.99 on the Warhorse page. Okay, right. Since it's been up, but they did talk about $1,099. So maybe that was their goal originally, and if they can meet that price, they were going to go with that. I know it does have a lot to do with the market. It's not just Kicker themselves. It has to do with the economy as well. You know, you see other prices go up, and your rent goes up, your electricity goes up, your everything goes up. I know we're all feeling it. We are all feeling it. I don't want to go shopping anymore. It's terrible. It is terrible. Let's see. Okay, cool. Bartlett Garage, 2 Kicker L715s and one 1800.1 hits decent. Should I add another 1800? Also at 2 ohms. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. With the L7S 15s on one 1800.1, my buddy Cedric, he was running the L5 15s, but kind of close. Similar situation, 15s. And he had on a single, and then we went to 2, and we're able to wire it down a little bit more on each one. So I would say it depends. So you say also at 2 ohms. So right now you're at 2 ohms. So you got the dual 2s. I think you could benefit from it a lot more than maybe having dual 4s, because unless it's dual 4s. No, it would have to be dual 2s because you're at 2 ohms. So what you could do, instead of having each dual 2 wired at series and then down to parallel, or parallel up the series, whichever way you have it, what you can do then is have each woofer on each amplifier and wire them at 1 ohm. Now that's a lot of power. That's 1800 watts on each L7S 15. But man, that is kind of the way to go, and the way I do things. Like, I have my CX1800s wired at half of them. I don't recommend it, but I do on each side of the quad box on 2 of them, you know, and that's kind of the same thing. You know, it's 2 12s that are 1500 watts RMS on, you know, more than 1800 watts. If I could wire at 1 ohm, I probably would. I've been thinking about switching to dual 4s or dual 2s, you know, or just adding more. Actually, it'd be dual 4s. But you know what I'm saying. A lot of power on 2 woofers. So doing that is, I would be careful. But if you play anything within reason and you never clip, you're going to have less problems. And it's just going to sound better. It's going to sound louder. Right now, being at 2 ohms, you're probably clamping 500 to 900 watts, maybe more, maybe like 1300. But that's just how music works, and amplifier, power, and all that fun stuff. And that's what's nice about them being 1 ohm stable. You get a little bit more out of it. So doing that, and yeah, being 1 ohm each one, you're just going to have, man, you could be clamping anywhere from 1200 to 1800 watts each one, and that's a lot of power. And that's why I don't want to just tell you to do that. I mean, you could wire them higher, but if you wire each one to 4 ohms and 4 ohms, it's going to be the same amount of power as one amplifier at 2 ohms. Now, those 2 amplifiers at 4 ohms are going to run more efficient. So that's the pro with that, and that's how I have Cookie Monster with 2 Warhorses at 2 ohms instead of 1 at 1. It's the same thing. So is it worth another $500 for a CX1800 to be a tad more efficient? I don't know if that price outweighs that, but to have more power, that price definitely outweighs it, because you're going to at least double, if not triple, your power with that $500 purchase. So, and with everything, play within reason. MMC, appreciate you tuning in. We got a lot of new people in here tonight. Hello from Montana, where one of our audio shops have one of the first round of Warhorses made hanging on the wall. That's awesome, man. And thank you for tuning in. I love Montana. You know, Montana is really the place to be, especially if you're Johnny 5, you know?
You got it.
See, he loves Montana. And thank you for tuning in. And do not get rid of that Warhorse. That is gold. Let's see. Oh, they didn't finalize the price until they actually released. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, you still got to give them props, though. That price is competitive. And cheaper than the KXA 2400. Less SQ features, DSP and all that fun stuff. But I think it still does enough. You know, you got the very heavy, strong bass knob that can, you know, withstand wasted information at 60s. And then you have just a little HUD readout with voltmeter. The KX8 didn't even have a voltmeter. That is more for bass heads. But I do miss the clip. I mean, okay, I know everyone out there, that's the elephant in the room. They missed the clip meter, light, but it's forgivable. It's forgivable. If you have the electrical to support it, absolutely. And that's the thing, too, you got to think about when you're running that amplifier, at max capacity at 1 ohm, or just, running your stuff, and, your voltage is going to tank compared to that single 1800, depending how much you already got. So it's hard for me as a person that loves car audio and bass to tell you don't do it. But another part of me is like, don't do it, because I don't want to see you run into issues of like, man, I'm melting fuses, I'm doing all this. If you need help, hit us up in the Discord. It's in the link in the description. Hit me up on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, comment section. Get a hold of me. I would be happy to help you out, man. This song is cooking. It is kind of bumping, isn't it? That's the only thing. I try to, equalize it a little bit, but I mean, that's not even that loud. Let me turn it up more. There we go. Or is that the sub in here smelling? That might be the sub. That might be the sub. Nah, we're doing good. I was making sure, I was playing this during the stream, before the stream of Kicker Unmasked, and just having fun with it. And yeah, it doesn't break anything yet. Let's see, how is it doing? Nice and cold. It's actually just on that SX amplifier over there. Well, the prototype over there. SX 650.1. Should focus. Maybe it's not going to focus. 650.1, and we got the 400.2. It says 350, but it's actually 400.2. Just got that, ran all the way across the room there, and yeah, one step done. I might get a separate amp just for it, and have it hooked up to the computer over here. Let's see. He's got his 3600s for $900 each. That's a deal. And my 1000s for $550. Very nice. Having a good friend that owns a stereo shop where I live. Don't throw his name under the bus. You got a good deal, man. That's a solid deal. Would you look at that? Just
look at that.
You got to look at it. And Aaron, you did great tonight. I know he's not going to be on the next Unmasked show. Enjoy your vacation, sir. You need it. And don't hide in Steve Irby's cubbyhole too long. You'll go crazy under there. 400 amp alternator. It's 4 series wired to 2. Okay, it's 4S wired to 2. Is it 4 ohm? 4S? Let's see. Did I miss something, Barrett? Let me know if I missed something there. Okay, cool. Let me catch up to these comments and we will wrap the show up. Everything is going up. Audio gear must be coming down. It's a necessity. It's a necessity. Hey, I appreciate you hanging out with us, man. This is tough. I would delete car audio out of my life if my health was bad. There's no benefit of sinking money into crappy audio gear. And that's the thing. It's like you don't want to make purchases that are going to, dig you deep. Make... Your wallet ain't deep enough. And you never want to do that, but it's also too, depending the health that you're going through, it's like, man, maybe you do want to spend that extra money that maybe you don't have so you can enjoy it now, because you might not know if there's going to be a later, and I know if I had a decision, if there was one variable that I could change, if there was going to be bass playing while I'm dying or not, I think I would choose it would be plain. It's that much for a lot of these guys here. I know it's not like that for everybody, but it's just like, yeah, it's our thing. And right, it has to make sense. You don't want to dig yourself too deep. Thanks for tuning in, Jacket. Appreciate ya. Car audio today is dirt cheap, and that's the thing, man. I mean, is it though? Is it? I mean, it is, but it isn't, because for what you're getting, it is. But it's just now there's just so much more out there, a 150 back in the 90s was like retarded, and now it's like 150 on the old meters, like a 43. And it's like, that's loud. you know. Now it's just like ripping your face off with bass, or just, you know, don't sit in there. You will bleed in the ears. Like, you're not allowed to go in there. How loud it is. It's crazy. Big bass will keep you alive. I believe that, man. I believe it. I believe it. All right. Well, appreciate you. And health ain't gonna hold you down. Nah, Garrick, man, he is he is the guy always still kicking, man. Music is therapeutic. It helps with mood and outlook. Absolutely, man. Music, bass, loud music, you know, whatever it happens to be, depending on my mood. But right, just music in general keeps me going, keeps me moving. And I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for that. Let's see. John, hey Magoo, hit me up after your show. Like, give me a call. Want to see how things have been? I'll give you a call, John, and then I have to jump on the Discord. I missed those guys last Friday. I had to do all the fish tanks, which I did do. And cleaned them all, Cornet. I got them all. And Bubba, I took care of the turtles. Don't you worry. I took care of them. Thank you, Tree True, for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. I'm not going to keep you here all night. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for just looking at the L7 over here, just kind of flexing the whole time, and it just kept on kicking. And that's definitely going to be a thing for the show from now on. I like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for watching the Unmasked show, and tuning in to the Unmasked After Show with Andy. And as always, stay living loud. I'll see you guys on the next one.
So we're kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living loud.
Oh, look at that. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Have a good week. I'll see you guys Friday.
Livin Loud with Andy.
The The timing on that couldn't have been more perfect.
Would you look at that?
Oh, would you look at that? Cornut donating $3. It's Baba Bass joining the after party or playing Once Human. I hope he joins the after party. Mike, love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Stay lit.